Hold on to your hats, crypto enthusiasts. Blackrock, the financial titan, is breaking boundaries. In a bold move, it's gearing up to dive into the spot Bitcoin ETFs for its global allocation fund. The filing was the SEC reveals plans to invest in BlackRock's own spot Bitcoin ETF and others, signaling a new chapter in institutional adoption. Brace yourselves for the shockwave as BlackRock takes Bitcoin to new heights. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's start. As we're starting off with, just in as BlackRock and Fidelity now own a combined 314,000 Bitcoins worth $21.3 billion for their spot Bitcoin ETFs, as BlackRock is the only 1,868 Bitcoin away from surpassing Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, and it's just the start. Bitcoin is up 212% on the year-to-date basis, so it's almost back over $69,000 again. It actually broke $70,000 today, as bears will continue to get wrecked. So will the sideliners, and so will the mid curves. Next up, college isn't a scam, the degree you picked is. Bitcoin isn't a scam, you buying shit coins is. Your 9-5 isn't a scam, you spending all you make is. And the stock market isn't a scam, you uninformed investing is. Stop calling everything that doesn't work out for you as scam, because it's just you who is the problem. At the current market values, we've ramped up daily net flows into the Bitcoin ETFs. Yesterday, 384 million was added to the ETFs net, and should that be the new trend that continues for the next 90 trading sessions only, we'll add 34.6 billion in cash, and at a price multiple of 75. We are talking about adding 2.6 trillion onto the market cap in 90 trading sessions, so that takes up to 186,000 Bitcoin by the July 21st. As these ETFs are Batman and retail is now wearing a homemade Joker outfit. Bitcoin is not pessimist, as the traditional 60-40 portfolio is not a hedge against the Bitcoin. The hedge against the Bitcoin is buying ammo and guns. And if Bitcoin breaks, it's likely that the internet breaks or a totalitarian global government severely cracks down on individual property rights. In both cases, the world probably is in a great place, and very bad things are likely happening. But Bitcoin is for optimists. You hold Bitcoin because you expect the world to be a better place, and you want to hold money so you can have the future optionality to purchase things sometime down the road. So if the economy is collapsing, money itself is worthless, as Bitcoin is for accelerators, engineers, blue and white collar workers, families, Republicans, Democrats, and libertarians. So Bitcoin is for everyone that has hope in a better future. Bitcoin is just a better money. Bitcoin is that's big. The conversion line has bullishly crossed the baseline in the Ichimoku Cloud indicator. In a previous cycle, this was more or less the signal for a months-long up-only market. Every 4 years again, I'm so ready for friends. Breaking news, as JP Morgan report says Bitcoin ETF inflows could break $60 billion in 3 years, and in 12 months alone, I would say that's probably what it is. Good morning, make your bed first sync in the morning and view completing one sync. This set your tone for the day. Level up, Bitcoiners, we are ready. As Bitcoin is looking to make a move for high again, as a reminder that boxes I place areas of interest, hands don't short long to the target but long short from it. So not sure how many of you have been through the bull cycle, but during price discovery, no one has an idea of where off to TP from, as extension targets are the only reliable source, and with that said, an LTF target of 75,000 would be my first area of interest. The single most important concept to understand about Bitcoin cycles. Chart jockeys spend all day drawing lines to try to predict Bitcoin tops. Some are convinced it's all predictable and can fit nicely into the model, and yes, some models have worked in the past. but they are just waiting to be broken. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand, and it sounds simple, but there are layers to this onion that are crucial to understand right now. First, supply. Supply is perfectly predictable with Bitcoin, right? New coins every 10 minutes on a set schedule, but the far more impactful supply source is existing hodlers bringing their coins to market when the price rises. Despite what us perma bulls write on X, the vast majority of hodlers are happy to sell part of their stacks in a pricing right. $1 million a coin? Here talk. Take a half my stacks. So once you reach a certain level of money, turning that money into the real wealth, health, experience, time with family, etc. becomes more important than watching number go up. So while it's true that a new supply can be created when the price rises, there will be a lot more coins for sale if the price gets high enough. The key thing to remember is that the price only rises dramatically because hodlers are reluctant to sell, and they keep the supply restrained. But once the hodlers start selling, the supply is no longer as restrained, and the price will fall unless demand increases at the same time to maintain price equilibrium. So make sense? Yeah, it actually is. So some people say that you should consider selling when long-term holders are moving coins that are deeply in profit, but there is one other piece to consider: demand. This part of that a lot of people will screw up, and they will underestimate demand for Bitcoin and sell their bloodline's financial security to Blackrock for pennies on the Bitcoin. And right now, we're at the highly unpredictable point in Bitcoin's history as this institutional on-ramps just open up and the majority of the world's capital just got easy access to this asset. As future demand for Bitcoin is impossible to predict, we cannot extrapolate from previous models because we've entered a completely different world. As the most important thing to remember is that the Bitcoin is infinite and everyone needs it, they just don't know it yet. Nation states need it, corporations need it, sovereign wealth funds need it. Few people understand that we are one headline away from Bitcoin doubling in price overnight, and Saudi Arabia announced a strategy of buying Bitcoin with 20% of oil profits, Apple adopts MicroStrategy playbook, converts portion of USD treasury to Bitcoin, BlackRock issues guidance to corporations to convert portion of treasury to Bitcoin, and at this stage demand for Bitcoin is largely driven by perception of Bitcoin, so any of those headlines changes perception overnight and legitimizes Bitcoin even further in everyone's mind. As not only would there instantly be more new demand from the people who realize they need Bitcoin, but there would be increased demand from the hodlers, making them reluctant to bring their coins to market, driving price even higher. So the main point is this: be careful with relying on model based on the past, and they are based on a time where only a fraction of global capital had access to Bitcoin, and they are based on perception of Bitcoin that is rapidly changing, and we are already seeing some long-term holders that are in profit bring their coins to market. But demand has never been this strong for Bitcoin, and it could become much stronger overnight with just one announcement by a major player. And it's entirely possible that demand for Bitcoin becomes strong enough to gobble up all the coins that long-term holders could possibly sell. And we could watch coins move from OG Bitcoin holders to institutions, nation states, sovereign wealth funds, etc. in a single cycle. And is this a super cycle? You will never hear me say that. I think people will continue to sell when the price is right, and that will lead to price dips as always, but how quickly those dips get eaten up could surprise us all. Bottom line, sell some Bitcoin if it gives you a better life, but don't expect to get it back during an easily predictable bear market. All your models could soon be actually destroyed. That's all the information we got on today's video, so don't forget to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next one, and peace.